In for Cody Oliver, live from Brandon, South Dakota. It's game number 2 of our doubleheader live on KDSJ Sports. It's the Spearfish Spartans, 14-2 on the season, taking on the 9-7 and defending Class AA state champion Brandon Valley Lynx here tonight in Brandon, South Dakota. Welcome into our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. It being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair and Spearfish, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, and also with locations in Sturgis off of also off exit 32 Junction Avenue in Sturgis, as the Spartans enter this contest 14-2 after a gritty 10-point win versus Rapid City Christian back on Tuesday, 54-44. Meanwhile, they head over to East River for the second time this season for a pair of games. First versus the Brandon Valley Lynx, a team that, if you look at their record, might have struggled at times, but again have really improved their game here lately. They just took care of the number 3 team in the state in T area their last contest, 62-33, and looking to make a late season push to break into the top 8 because they want to host a Sodak 16 game themselves. And if they look at the Spartans, they see 50 points if they were to win to the power points, if they were to beat the Spartans here tonight on their home floor to really improve their odds of hosting. Spearfish entering this contest in the 4 spot coming into tonight's contest of the Class AA power points. And again, it will be what many say would be a really good contest to look forward to here tonight on KDSJ Sports. It's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off live from the Brandon Valley High School gym, where our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth puts us, the official sports medicine provider to several high schools in the Black Hills and in Northeast Wyoming. As Brandon Valley, again, 9-7 on the year under 5th-year head coach Greg Nelson, 4th-year head coach for Ben Schultz, having the Spartans trying to get another signature Class AA road win as they take on Brandon Valley. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and come back with our Laying the Foundation segment brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. We'll hear from head coach Ben Schultz of the Spartans. Hear his thoughts on the last contest. Hear his thoughts on Brandon Valley going up against his alma mater here tonight on KDSJ Sports. Head coach Ben Schultz joins us in 2 minutes on KDSJ.
It's just part of life. When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heiserling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heiserling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heiserling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heiserling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Welcome back to the Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. laying the foundation for tonight's matchup, courtesy of Heinzerling Concrete. Here's Cody Oliver.
As we continue with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off, head coach Ben Schultz joins us here on KDSJ. Coach, before we preview a pair of Class AA games you have this weekend, talk about that physical contest versus Rapid City Christian back on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, started off, I'm not going to say necessarily sluggish, but just trying to figure out the flow and the type of game that was at hand here in the first quarter. And it was really physical, and that's really going to aid us going into this next weekend with Brandon and Harrisburg. But the boys did an awesome job adjusting and not letting Rapid City Christian dictate what we were going to do offensively, and boys did a good job of not settling. Scored 54 points with having a 4-point quarter is pretty good, and only making, I think, 3 3-pointers. So that was really good sign to see that, even when the shots aren't falling and it's tough in the paint, we can still get things done.
What does the injury report look like after that physical contest versus Christian?
Oh, all healthy, just a couple bruises here and there, but came out of it unscathed.
Looking at your first opponent here this weekend, the Brandon Valley Lynx, last year's state champions, and now you get to play them on the road on your second trip to East River, South Dakota. What are some of the challenges with playing over in East River, especially this late in the season?
Yeah, I mean, the road trip, obviously, you just being on a bus for 6 hours and then having to play a really tough opponent is always a tough thing to do. Brandon Valley, in turn, too, is, playing like a top 5 team in the state right now. They had some bumps early in the season where they lost a lot of close games, but, I think they're, won, I think, like six, I think, of their last 8 games or so, somewhere in that range. So they're playing really, really well, and they just put a thumping on T. Beat them by 30 points on Tuesday, and T's considered, a top 5 team. So we have to be really ready to go for the Brandon Valley Lynx, and knowing that, they have a good tradition and coming off of a state championship team, they're looking to make a final push, and they see Spearfish in our record of, if they beat us, it's a 50-point win, which could position themselves really well here in the last part of the season. So be a tough matchup, but we're excited for the challenge.
On a personal note, Coach, you get to play in your hometown gym that you played a lot of basketball in during your high school prep days. How does it feel to go back to your hometown with a very solid squad to take on a lot of your friends and families, kids, with the Brandon Valley Lynx?
Yeah, I mean, I always have a soft spot for Brandon Valley just because that's where I graduated. That, the guys that are on staff are guys that coached me when I was coming through. So I have a lot of good friendships there still. Still have really good mentors that are in that program. And but outside of that, I mean, I see it as another tough opponent. I don't read too far into, want to stick it to the hometown or my hometown team or whatever it is. But it's always fun going back and seeing those people, and I'm excited to talk to them in person.
Finally, Coach, what are your keys to a win versus Brandon Valley?
We have to dictate our style of basketball. Brandon wants to slow it down at times. They want to execute. They want to get in the paint. They're going to bump us off a lot of actions. So we have to dictate our style of play. We have to play with a lot more pace, where if we're just, going through actions and just, not going 100% with our cuts and not paying attention to screening angles, they're a very good defensive team, and it's going to be tough to score. So we have to make sure that we dictate our style of play and bring a lot of pace. And then, defensively, we have to guard with all 5, and we have to rebound with all 5.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us with KDSJ Sports. Good luck in this matchup.
I appreciate it.
That's head coach of the Spearfish Spartans, joining us with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. It's the Brandon Valley Lynx and the Spearfish Spartans tonight in East River, live on KDSJ Sports.
what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Real value starts at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, your hometown dealer on West Jackson and Spearfish. Shop our wide selection, schedule expert service, and see the just arrived Jeep Cherokee and Jeep Grand Cherokee. We're dedicated to helping you drive home happy, whether you're searching for a new ride or keeping yours running strong. Stop in or visit our website to experience the Junix difference. Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, where service, selection, and savings come together for you.
And want to thank head coach Ben Schultz again for joining us on KDSJ Sports. A former graduate here at Brandon Valley High School, and also found out he's also in the Brandon Valley Hall of Fame for track and field. So Coach Schultz heading back to his hometown gym in his hometown to take on his hometown team in the Brandon Valley Lynx. Before we look at our matchup menu, let's look at the Lynx under the direction of head coach Greg Nelson. Fifth year he's with the program, averaging 55 points a contest, allowing 51, playing a tougher schedule as Spearfish here in the ESD rather than the BHC with a 153 to 144 opponent record. Spearfish opponent record of 144 and 197 combined here on KDSJ Sports, as again we look at the Brandon Valley Lynx, and again they lead this series versus Spearfish at 8-0 since 2018. Spearfish looking for their first win versus the Lynx. Leading score is number 5 in Awul Dang, 6'5" senior forward, a transfer back to the program as he played last season in Nebraska at prep school in Omaha before he transfers back to Brandon Valley, wearing number 5, Awul Dang, 6'5" forward. Also, we'll see a lot of the Knutson brothers, a pair of twins, and Briggs Knutson, a Dakota Wesleyan football commit, 6 points contest. Braden Knutson, 43% from behind the three-point arc when he does shoot it. He only scores around 45.5 points a contest for Brandon Valley. Let's take a look at our matchup menu, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. As we check out some games going on across the state here in AA, it's Brookings taking on Rapid City Central. Number 1 Sioux Falls Lincoln's at Sioux Falls Jefferson. Sioux Falls Washington at number 2 Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Mitchell pays a visit to the Peer Governors. Douglas is at Harrisburg. The Patriots, the traveling partners with the Spartans here this trip to East River. Number 5 Watertown in a big one at number 4 Huron. Spearfish at Brandon Valley here on KDSJ Sports. Number 3 Yankton at number 3 T area at Yankton. Belfouche takes on the Wall Eagles. Harding County is at Dupree. County, not county. I wonder who put together these graphics on KDSJ-TV. Bennett County is at Jones County. Lyman at Kadoka area. White River at New Underwood. And that's a look at our matchup menu here on KDSJ. We will be back in 30 seconds for our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups as we're getting closer to tip-off between the Lynx and the Spartans. Back in 30 with our starting lineups on KDSJ.
Better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood. All with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Here's tonight's Dana Dental Arts starting lineups on Black Hills Gold Hits, KDSJ.
And it's time for tip-off. It's our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups. Here brought to you by Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. We will start off with the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Spearfish Spartans, under the direction of fourth-year head coach Ben Schultz, and they will start like this. Benny Cortons, a senior guard, wearing number 0, averaging 7.8 points a contest. He is our superior performer from a Tuesday after a 17-point performance versus Rapid City Christian. Cameron Davis, a 6'2", senior guard / forward. Senior, averaging 11.2 points a contest. Mason Southern, what many regard as one of the best point guards in Class AA. He is a 5'8" junior guard at 7.6 points a contest, over 5 assists a game as well. Cade Vavruska, leading scorer for the Spartans, 6'2" junior forward, 14.6 points a contest. And Cooper Gibbs, the trash man in the middle, he is a 6'3" senior forward, averaging 6.5 points a game, over 4 rebounds a contest, wearing number 25 for head coach Ben Schultz. Now for the Brandon Valley Lynx under the direction of Greg Nelson. They will start like this. Braden Knutson, one of the 2 Knutson boys we'll see tonight, a 5'11" senior guard wearing number 1. Awul Dang, 6'5" senior forward, leading scorer for the Lynx, back with Brandon Valley. Briggs Knutson, the Dakota Wesleyan football commit, 5'11" senior guard wearing number 12. Austin Dowd is a 6'5" senior center. South Dakota State football commit, and Lincoln McInerney, a 6'2" sophomore forward for head coach Greg Nelson. Spartans wearing the white unis tonight. White pants, white tops, maroon numerals. Brandon Valley, the all-black uniforms, red accents, and white numerals. Thank you for joining us here on KDSJ Sports, 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and KDSJ980.com. As we're underway, Dang and Vavruska to tip off. Tip goes to Spearfish and the Spartans Southern with the ball, and we are underway live from Brandon, South Dakota. Southern top the key, now over to Corton. Corton over to Vavruska. Downtown Brandon, three-pointer no good. Dang with the rebound. Awul quickly up the floor over to the elbow. Awul through the middle of the trying to go to the lane. The ball stripped out of bounds by Cameron Davis. Our shot clock is at 27 inside for the Lynx. 2 shots no good. Dang had the second shot, and that's no good. Rebound over to Southern. Southern over to Corton. Corton outside Vavruska. Vavruska baseline. Step back from the block. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound by Braden Knutson. Now Braden, the full court man from Spearfish. Over to Briggs. Knutson. 2 Knutson boys on the floor. Dang on the elbow. Dang wants to look inside, top the key. Ball swung back over to Briggs Knutson after he set the screen at the top of the key. Guarded by Corton. Over to Braden Knutson. Braden through the lane. Doesn't quite have it, and a foul on the floor on Vavruska with his first. So Vavruska with his first foul. As corner 3 after the foul, no good. Rebound by Gibbs, and Spearfish limiting points on the second possession for Brandon Valley. Southern in the lane, outside Cam Davis, and Davis with the travel. So Davis not able to set his feet in time before he went to the lane, and Spearfish with an unforced error, and we're tied at 0 still with 6:42 left to go in the first. So Braden Knutson walking the ball across the timeline, guarded by Cade Vavruska and the man. Briggs over to Dang. Corner 3 for Dang, no good, and Corton leaps for the rebound. So 1 and done for Brandon Valley. Southern now top the key for Spearfish. Southern man defense from the Lynx. Over to the other corner with Corton outside. Cooper Gibbs, elbow 3. Rim no good. Briggs with the rebound. So both teams still scoreless at as many possessions. Briggs goes to the corner. Braden Knudsen stop drop elbow three no good. Rebound eventually controlled by Dowd. Dowd over to Briggs. Briggs in the corner, got Vavruska in the air. Briggs three-pointer off rim no good, and Gibbs with another rebound. Vavruska went flying right in front of the Brandon Valley student section. Thought there was a wide open three for the Lynx, but couldn't quite hit it. Now Vavruska, top of the key, over to Cortong, swung to the corner to Southern. Southern baseline floater, long no good. Gibbs with the rebound, put back, and it's good. So Gibbs off the putback is good. And that breaks open scoring for both teams. Dang taking the ball across the timeline over to Briggs. Briggs to Braden Knudsen. Inside Dowd. Dowd on Gibbs. Dowd trying to spin around, and Gibbs wanted to swat out the ball, and he picks up his first foul. So Vavruska and Gibbs with 2 early fouls. So Briggs Knudsen to inbound. Stop drop three from the elbow, no good. Briggs with the rebound, and that's McInerney. Three-pointer top key by Dang, no good. Now Southern quickly up the floor. Stops at the top, in the middle of the lane. Gets a ball back outside the arc. Southern wants to go baseline, puts up a shot, and he doesn't get the bucket, but will be fouled. So Southern against Spearfish loves to go and drive into the paint, either to finish at the rim, which everyone for Spearfish is able to do, or maybe an inside-out three-point bomb from the Spartans that they've also converted on a lot this year as well. But this is the longest road trip for the Spartans, and the first free throw by Southern is good. Southern, 50% free throw shooter. Vavruska takes a seat on the bench. Carson Sire, the 6'3" sophomore junior for head coach Ben Schultz, averaging 4.5 points a contest and under 4 rebounds a game as well. As Southern 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Spearfish, first 4 points of the contest. Briggs with the ball now, guarded by Southern. Briggs goes inside to Dang, guarded by Davis. Dang makes a move towards the lane, gets it back outside. Top key now Briggs. Briggs to Braden Knudsen. They want to go back inside the Dowd. Cross-court shot over to McInerney. McInerney on the baseline, and the ball, he actually passed it to Gibbs, who knocks it out of bounds. And Gibbs will take his seat. Enter Ashar Hodges, 6'6" senior center for the Spartans. 2.7 points contest, also 2.7 rebounds a game on the season. Briggs to inbound over to Dowd, outside to Braden. Braden to McInerney. McInerney, three-pointer, and a foul off the screen on Brandon Valley. So the Lynx still scoreless after the illegal screen by Briggs. And now into the game for Austin Dowd is Landon Voigt, a 6'6" freshman center for the Lynx. He'll be matched up with Ashar Hodges. Corton, handoff to Hodges, back inside to Corton into the double team. Swung to the corner, ball passed over to Davis. Davis from the free throw line, pull up from the free throw line, and it's good. First bucket for Cam Davis, and a 6-0 start for the Spartans here, as over halfway done with this first quarter. Brandon Valley still without a point. Davis had a massive block on, that was a Wool Dang. Dang made a sweet move to the basket, and Southern met him at the rim. Excuse me, not Southern, Davis met him at the rim. Inbound to Brandon Valley, handoff to Dang. Dang trying to make a pursuit through the lane. Dang able to split through the Spartan defense, and a Wool Dang with the first 2 points of the game for Brandon Valley. Spearfish trying to answer. Here's Davis. Back outside Corton. Corton driving in on the Spartans. Corton able to split through the double team, and he will head to the line for 2. It's going to be on number 22, Lincoln McInerney, 6'2" sophomore forward. One of the better shooters on the team for Brandon Valley, but has it quite hit from downtown yet, as Corton hits on the first free throw, a 66% charity stripe shooter. And now into the game for McInerney's number 3, Tristan Delaney, a 6-foot senior guard. So Spearfish leading 7-2 here in the early moments of the first quarter. Second free throw no good, and the rebound goes out to Caden Christian for the Lynx. And Christian with the ball over to Dang on the elbow, guarded by Sire. Lob inside to Brandon Valley. Put back off of over Ashar Hodges is no good by Voigt, and rebound to Spearfish. Southern through the lane, makes a move, can't quite get the layup. Rebound's going to be controlled by Dang. Dang about had the ball stolen away from Corton, able to keep it. Now a double team from the Spartans over to Briggs. Briggs one more pass to Christian. Christian elbow 3, misses everything. Putback though, Johnny on the spot was Tristan Delaney, and he gets the putback in 2 points. So it's 4-7 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. 2:40 left to go in quarter number 1. Corton driving baseline, gets caught into some traffic and throws the ball straight to Christian. Christian over to Briggs. Briggs stops the drive. Delaney top the key. Now Christian lost it, stolen away by Davis. Davis one-on-one with Knudsen, and a foul on Cam Davis with the offensive foul, as Knudsen able to set his feet before Davis got to the rim. So Davis will pick up the foul. It is just his first. As now Vavruska is back in the game for Davis, and Corton exits for Thomas Hughes. 2:19 left to go in the quarter. McInerney is also returning for the Lynx. Christian from the corner over to Voigt. Voigt on the pick and roll, trying to find someone open. Voigt battling with Ashar Hodges, and Voigt wins the battle of the bigs inside. It's now, 6-7 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Here's Sire on the elbow. Hand off for Vavruska. Vavruska over to the corner now with Hughes. Hughes, pass intercepted by McInerney. McInerney trying to make a move on Vavruska. McInerney left hand is good, and now Brandon Valley takes their first lead of the contest. It's 8-7 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Here's Southern top the key. Long 2 is good, and just like that, Spearfish retakes the lead after the second first field goal for Southern, and it's now 8-9 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Briggs over to Christian. Being very patient on offense is Brandon Valley, and that's one of their keys for a win tonight for the Lynx. Slow the tempo down, really control the pace of the game. As here's McInerney after a set 3, a shot no good, and it goes over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. .101 left to go in quarter number 1, as Dang will check in for Briggs. And looks like Braden Knudsen also to check in for Brandon Valley. He will go in for McInerney.
Go, Bray!
And a full court man established by the Brandon Valley Lynx, as Thomas Hughes gets the inbound. Now over to Southern, the point guard for the Spartans, averaging over 5 assists a contest. And Southern has the ball stolen away by Christian. Christian is going to be fouled and one. And Southern on the ground. Southern does get back up to his feet, hobbling a little bit, and he is struggling to put weight on that leg. As Southern again had the ball stolen away from him by Christian, and then wanted to strip the ball on the way up to the rim, and Christian, strong finish at the rim, and Southern might have paid more for the price, as now Southern will try to walk it out. So Christian with a chance at a 3-point play. Kalen Christian with his first 2 points. And he does complete the 3-point play. It's now 11-9 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, but also for Spearfish with Southern out of the contest. Corton will handle point guard duties. Ashar Hodges behind the arc. Ball swung back to Corton, and Christian right in Bennett's grill. Over to Sire, top key, three, drilled it. And that will calm down the Spartans and calm down the Brandon Valley hometown crowd. Is now 12-11 after a Carson Sire three bomb. .10 left to go, shot clock turned off as Briggs outside, downtown three by Braden Knutson, no good. Battle for the rebound controlled by Hughes, up floor Corton lets it go at the buzzer, and he doesn't quite have the distance. And an exciting first quarter comes to a close with Spearfish leading Brandon Valley 12-11 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Let's take a 1-minute timeout, come back with quarter number 2 as you're watching and listening to Spearfish Spartan High School basketball on KDSJ Sports. We're back in a minute.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The Stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The Stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
Quarter number 2, live from the Brandon Valley High School gym. Clayson Davis live on KDSJ Sports as the Lynx with the ball first to start this quarter. Southern is back out on the floor for Spearfish. Good-looking sign for Spearfish and a good-looking sign for Brandon Valley. Briggs Knutson starts off this quarter with the three bomb at the top of the key. And Brandon Valley now with the lead 14-12 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. His first made bucket of the contest. Three-pointer by Spearfish in the corner, and that's by Southern. And Southern responds with a three-pointer himself. Southern 7 points now for the Spartans. And then McInerney with 2 points. Scoreboard is going insane here on KDSJ-TV. Fixing that on the fly. As again, live action, the missed three by Corton's no good. Now quickly up floor. Dang, now to Braden Knutson. Braden wants to drive it on Davis. Top key, Briggs, three-pointer, back rim. Bounces again, can't quite get the shooter's bounce. Rebound to Gibbs. Up floor, Southern. And took a fall early in the game, but looking like the leg doesn't affect him now. He's back in playing. A pick and roll to Gibbs. Gibbs the layup, too easy. So Gibbs making the Spartans lead now 17-16 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. There we go. Here's a corner three by the Lynx, no good, but the rebound bounced all the way back outside to McInerney. McInerney, the ball swung all the way around to Braden Knutson, inside Dang. Dang stops the drive, and his pass intercepted by Davis. Davis going up into the contact, cannot get the bucket to fall, and the rebound by McInerney. Good defense by the Lynx. Does not allow any points from Davis off of that steal. McInerney over to Dang. And guarded in the man by Corton. And Dang will get a new play from head coach Greg Nelson. Over to the right elbow, back to Dang inside on the block. Dang spins around Corton and can't quite get the shot. Rebound by the Spartans. Here's Southern crossing the timeline. Southern over to Corton. Back to Southern, top the key. Southern will look to drive outside Corton. Corton will now drive in the lane. Puts up a floater off the back of the rim and gets the shooters rolling good. Now 19-16 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Corton with 3. Inside, Dowd with the ball, and he's blocked by Gibbs, but Gibbs will commit the foul. As Dowd had Corton looking to strip the ball away, and then Dowd able to go up strong and get the bucket. Head to the free throw line. As now Vavruska and Gibbs will take a seat. Here comes Sire and Ashar Hodges. Meanwhile, Dang will hit the bench for Brandon Valley. And in for the Lynx is number 3, Tristan Delaney. Down to free throw, no good. 16-9 still on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. So here's Corton on the elbow. Corton through the lane, stops his drive, back out to Southern. Southern about lost it, gets it back to Davis. Davis on the elbow, handoff to Southern. Southern wants to drive it on to Brandon Valley. Southern goes over the Lynx and gets the layup. Sire with the bucket. He's got 5 this contest. As inside is Dowd. Guarded by Ashar Hodges. Dowd wants to hand off to Knutson, but it's intercepted. Up floor, here's Southern with the transition layup, no good. Rebound by Dowd, but he steps out of bounds, and it will stay here with Spearfish. And a timeout looks to be on the floor. 30-second timeout. And we'll take a 30-second timeout as well. We're back with more high school sports on KDSJ.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Back after that timeout by Brandon Valley. It's 21-16 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard as inbound to the top of the key with Ashar Hodges, and he hands off to Southern. Southern goes now to the left corner. Southern goes baseline over to Corton. One more pass to Davis. Swung over to Sire. Now inside to Hodges. Hodges with the feed, but too strong on the left hand. Rebound, Briggs Knudsen. We apologize for those early on KDSJ-TV trying to deal with our scoreboard, but we should be back in business now. As top key Voigt, who's back in the game for the Lynx. Now back to reset the play is Briggs Knudsen. Briggs guarded by Southern, now high post to Voigt. Voigt over to Braden Knudsen. Braden McInerney now on the elbow. He dribbles top of the key. Step back over to Braden. Braden, one more pass. Briggs Knudsen in the corner. Too long. Rebound controlled by Voigt as the ball did not hit the rim, and a shot clock violation for Brandon Valley. As Vavruska will check in for Davis, and into the game for the Lynx is number 30, Kalen Christian. And Christian defensively provided a spark for the Spartans, and again, he will be lined up on Southern. Christian had the steal on Southern back in the first quarter. That took Mason out of the game for a while. Here's a Hodges on the elbow. Hodges top key Sire. Sire swung over to Vavruska. Now over to Southern. Man defense from the Lynx. Here's Southern top of the key. Wants to make a move on Voigt. Step back long, 2. Can't quite get it to go, and the rebound to Awul Dang. Dang, the former Nebraska Preps commit, player that is, not commit, will send the ball out of bounds after it was deflected by Spearfish. 2:20 left to go in the first half. Coming up, we'll have our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. We will recap scoring, look at some highlights on KDSJ-TV as the ball goes inbounds to McInerney. McInerney splits through the double team and gets the layup off the glass. As he drives right into the middle of the lane, and McInerney with 2 more to his name. He's got 6 this contest. Here's Southern, guarded by Christian. Southern in the lane, and he lost it. No foul called in the middle of the lane, and the rebound over to Briggs-Knutson. Briggs into the corner. Stop drop at corner 3, no good by McInerney, as the Lynx really have not been able to hit shots from the three-point land, and McInerney about had a steal from Southern, but it goes out of bounds. So Southern looks like just to be a little frustrated right now, not able to make passes as clean as he's used to be able to make. Voigt will take a seat for number 20, Austin Dowd. So Corton triggering the play for the Spartans. Here's Vavruska on the elbow. Inside, Shar Hodges wanted to roll to Corton, who was driving the middle of the lane, but the ball is taken away by McInerney. McInerney over to Briggs-Knutson. Elbow 3, back rim, no good. Rebound over to Shar Hodges, who gets away from the defense, and a hands off to Corton. Again, the three-point shot has not fallen for Brandon Valley. They trail by 3. Corton wants to drive through the lane. Corton, a shot off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound, and he gets the putback. How about Bennett Corton doing some dirty work on the inside? Bennett's now up to 5 in the contest, and a shot and 1 for Christian and the Brandon Valley Lynx. Corton picks up the foul, and Christian will have another chance at a three-point play. He was able to convert on the first and 1 trip for the sophomore, as Dowd will take a seat, and for the first time, Ryan Jaharis, the 6'4" junior center, into the game. Kalen Christian, the three-point play, not there, misses the free throw, and the rebound goes to Davis. Now Southern quickly up floor to Vavruska. And now with under a minute left to go, looks like Coach Schultz, again playing in his hometown gym, looks to maybe spend some time, but Southern goes baseline, cut off, trying to find someone, finally gets it outside to Davis, swung to Sire. Sire handoff Vavruska. Vavruska pressure right away by the Lynx, and the ball stolen away by McInerney, and McInerney was heading to the rim, and he was fouled on the floor by Carson Sire. Vavruska lost his dribble for a second, and then quickly wanted to throw it inside to Ashar Hodges, and there were 2 black jerseys surrounding Ashar, and able to steal it away. 23-20 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. As the long inbounds to a Christian, and there's a 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock, and it looks like Brandon Valley is going to use all of it. Cade Vavruska in the man defense on Christian, who's stepping at the B between the Brandon Valley midcourt line. 12 on the game clock, 8 on the shot clock. Christian makes a move on Vavruska, pull up from the free throw line, got it, wow. Made one quick move. Here's Southern from the free throw line. It is not good in that slice and dice long 2 from Kalen Christian. Might have given the Lynx just enough momentum to come out in the third quarter with a little bit of fire. They trail by 1 at halftime. It is 23-22 at the intermission. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back with our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Recap stats, look at highlights, look at the scoreboard, and more, as it's the Spartans leading the Lynx 23-22. Halftime coming up next in 2 minutes.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
It's back. The $9.95 Thursday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
In a land of clutter and chaos, the Container Queen has you covered. At False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, we've got premium containers and custom sheds fit for royalty. Whether you want to buy new or used, she can handle the delivery. High cube, side doors, double doors, you name it, she's got it. Visit fbccontainersandstorage.com or call today. False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, home of the Container Queen.
Clayson Davis in for Cody Oliver here live from Brandon, South Dakota. It's the Spearfish Spartans leading the hometown Lynx in a one-point contest at the half, 23-22. It's our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating in Spearfish. Give them a call at 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. It was a one-point contest at the end of the first quarter and a one-point contest at the half. We'll talk about how both teams got here and when we go through our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay reel here at halftime in our first half recap. Spearfish led 12-11 after the first quarter, led in scoring by Mason Southern with 4 after the first 8 minutes. Carson Sire with a 3 ball to follow him. Spartans got 5 in scoring after the first 16 minutes. Meanwhile, Brandon Valley had many opportunities to shoot the ball from 3 in the first half, but they just couldn't quite get any to connect, at least not as many as they'd like to. As again, the Lynx have had multiple open opportunities, mainly off of the drive, where the Lynx's points have mainly come in the paint or from the foul line. As leading the Lynx in scoring is Kalen Christian after an and one in the first quarter on Mason Southern after a steal, and then he also had an and one and then a wicked move on the Spartan defense in the final closing moments of the second quarter to, again, lead the Lynx with 7, tied for the game lead with Mason Southern, who's also got 7. We look at first half scoring. First for the Lynx, 3 Lynx in scoring. 6 Lynx in scoring. Math is hard. Kalen Christian, the 5'11" sophomore guard, leading the Lynx after the first 16 minutes with 7. 6 points from Lincoln McInerney. 3 points from Briggs Knutson, one of the few three-pointers for, I think actually the only three-pointer for the Lynx. 2 points for Awul Dang, leading scorer for Brandon Valley this season with 13.3 points a contest. 2 points from Tristan Delaney, 2 from Landon Voigt for Brandon Valley. Meanwhile, for Spearfish, they're led with Mason Southern with 7, 4 in the first quarter, 3 in the second. 5 points from Bennett Corton after 4 in the second quarter. 5 points from Carson Sire, 4 from Cooper Gibbs, 2 from Cameron Davis. And that's all for scoring for Spearfish. 23-22 at the half. We'll take another 2-minute timeout and come back with our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Spearfish leading Brandon Valley on the road at the half, 23-22. We're back in 2 minutes with more of our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience, and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle-Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Pillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority,
And
because
not
seeing
quite
life's
Cody
special
Oliver.
moments starts with healthy
Oh, that
eyes.
would be
Pillen
cool.
Optical, caring for
currently
your
on
family
vacation.
one pair of
So I guess you're
eyes
stuck
at a
replacing
time.
Davis. It's a continuation of our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. And, of course, coming up here on KDSJ Radio, the Black Hills State University Yellow Jackets on the road in Las Vegas, New Mexico, for a doubleheader battle with the New Mexico Highlands Cowboys and Cowgirls for college basketball on KDSJ Sports. That's coming up tomorrow with tip-off of the women's contest at 1. Men's game to follow at 3 with Steve Ammerman on the call from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. And on KDSJ-TV tomorrow, it's the Spearfish Spartan girls and boys basketball teams in Harrisburg, with action to begin at 11 o'clock Mountain Time with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. Let's look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, being brought to you by Junix in Spearfish at 644 West Jackson. Give them a call at 605-644-7773 or see more at junix.com. Start off with boys basketball. At the end of the first half, Spearfish leading Brandon Valley right here on KDSJ Sports 23-22. Mitchell and Peer currently in overtime, tied at 38 apiece at the ending of regulation. Speaking of tie ball games, Aberdeen Central and Brookings tied in the middle of the fourth quarter, 40 apiece. Sioux Falls, Washington leading number 2 ranked Sioux Falls Roosevelt 59-56. A minute left to go in the fourth. And Sioux Falls Lincoln with a close win over Sioux Falls Jefferson by 3, 51-48. Yankton leading T area at the half, 24-18. Harrisburg all over Douglas, 71-39. That game just went final. And you know, it must be the game, the day for tie ball games. Watertown and Huron, number 5 versus number 4, tied at 30 apiece at half. Wall beating Belle-Fourche in the third, 49-29. And in Class B basketball, Dupree over Harding County late in the fourth quarter, 77-60. Faith over Wakpala tonight, 66-48. White River leading New Underwood, 59-56 as we have returned to live action. Spearfish at the ball to start the third quarter. And now on the far end of the gym from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Here's Gibbs in the middle of the lane, puts up a floater over Dowd, and he gets the bucket to go to break open scoring for the Spartans, and they now lead by 3, 25-22. So Brandon Valley, their first opportunity here on offense. Ball will go out of bounds as they wanted to lob it to the block for Dang. It will go out, and Spearfish forcing a turnover on their first defensive possession. Southern back with the ball. Again, he had to exit the game at the closing seconds of the first quarter. And walking off the leg injury now as inside to Vavruska. Vavruska trying to put up a shot over the defense. No good. Misses everything. Rebound quickly up floor to Dang. Dang trying to make a move on Davis. Outside, here's a three by McInerney, no good, and Gibbs swarms to the rebound, lost it over to Braden Knutson. He doesn't get the putback, and the ball goes out of bounds. Looks to be off of Spearfish. Another physical contest here, second physical game for Spearfish. They had a 10-point win over Rapid City Christian on Tuesday earlier on KDSJ Sports. Meanwhile, Brandon Valley coming off of a dominant win over T-Area. As Brandon Valley missing the shot off the inbounds. Here's over to Southern. Southern over to Gibbs. Gibbs trying to find a shot over. Dang, kisses it off the glass and good. And a flopping call on the floor for Brandon Valley. So Gibbs with 4 straight points. And I think they called a flopping foul on Dang, and here's out of the timeout. And after the break, there was Bennett Corton with the dunk. We'll play that replay when we get back to live action. Corton slams it home with authority. So the Brandon Valley trying to find something on offense after a 6-0 start for the Spartans. Inside Dowd. Dowd trying to back up Gibbs. Dowd spins around trying to find some room underneath, but a foul called on the floor, and I think that's going to be on Cooper Gibbs, and that's his third. So Gibbs picks up the foul as Braden Knutson will hit the bench, and here comes Kalen Christian, the leading scorer for Brandon Valley after the first half. Ashar Hodges will check in for Gibbs. Inbounds, Briggs Knutson. Over to the corner to McInerney. McInerney baseline goes by Vavruska, who went to cut off the baseline drive, and McInerney with the first points for Brandon Valley. Here's Vavruska in the corner, top key Davis. Davis swung over to Corton. Corton back to Davis. Ball just being spun around the three-point line for Spearfish. As Southern top the key, now Corton. Corton handoff to Vavruska. Vavruska through the lane. Vavruska has the ball. Actually, he lost it going to the rim, but the foul called on the floor on Brandon Valley, and it's going to be on number 22, Lincoln McInerney. Corton to inbound on the baseline. He'll just lob it over to Ashar Hodges. Hodges hands off to Davis. Davis, ball, he wanted to go to the corner to Vavruska, but it's deflected into the hands of Dang. Dang into the lane. Dang finished at the rim, not good. Put back, not good by Dowd. He gets it back in his hands, and Dowd able to have his second attempt at a putback in for Brandon Valley. It's now 29-26 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Southern guarded heavily by Christian. Hand pass the top key to Ashar Hodges. Now Davis. Davis to Corton. Corton trying to go around the Lynx. Can't get the layup to go. Rebound quickly up floor to McInerney. Lynx running with it now in the lane. McInerney puts Corton in a blender. Goes right by him. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound saved by Brandon Valley. Now here's Briggs Knutson outside to Dang. And handoff back to Briggs here at the top of the key on the near side of the floor. Over to McInerney off of a screen from Brandon Valley. He still can't get the three ball to fall as he misses the elbow three. Southern with the rebound. Up floor, Davis. Davis on the right elbow, top the key. Stops his drive, goes to Ashar Hodges. Long 15-footer from the corner, no good. And the rebound, McInerney. Brandon Valley and Lincoln McInerney keeping himself. He was going to drive through the lane, roll off the glass. Too strong, no good. But Cade Vavruska not able to get the rebound, and the inbounds will stay here with Brandon Valley, as now Vavruska will head to the bench, and here comes Carson Sire and Ryan Jaharis in for Austin Dowd, as well as Tristan Delaney in for Briggs Knutson. And the subs keep coming as now Vavruska checks back into the game for Ashar Hodges. So inbounds to Christian. Christian triggers it to McInerney. McInerney top the key, a three, front rim no good. Rebound is going to be battled between Vavruska and Jaharis, and a jump ball call, and the ball will stay here with Brandon Valley with 3:57 left to go in the third. So the Lynx trying to get McInerney some open shots from the three-point arc. He just hasn't been able to get anything to go. Here's Dang through the middle of the lane. Can't get the bucket to go. Rebound to Jaharis. Jaharis is blocked. No foul called. Rebound by Brandon Valley, now stolen up floor to Southern. Southern is going to be blocked on the other side by McInerney. Wow. Defense is coming up strong for both teams on both ends of the floor. As Brandon Valley had multiple opportunities to score, they couldn't get it inside the lane after multiple putbacks. Then Southern quickly up the floor, couldn't quite get to go. And now here's a great ball movement by the Spartans, able to get into the hands of Corton from the block, and he gets the layup. Up floor, here's Delaney. He'll drive, he'll head to the rim, kiss off the glass, good for two. And now the Spartans quickly up floor, and Sire, the intended receiver, it's stolen away by Jaharis. So now Brandon Valley back with the ball. And a foul on the floor as trying to go at the ball was Corton. And now Sire limping a little bit, and Sire will have to check out. Take a look at that Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay if I can to Corton, who's now got 9 points. And then McInerney with 2 more. Oh, excuse me, that was Delaney with 2. Now I'm caught up on stats. McInerney, a long jumper's no good. And the rebound to to Spearfish, but there to force the, was it a foul or a jump ball? And it looks to be a jump ball from Jaharis. Johnny on the spot to try to strip the ball away from Vavruska. It's Thomas Hughes into the game after after Sire left the ball game. Davis with the inbounds, and it'll go back to Southern. And he will be guarded full court by Christian. It's been a fun battle between those two today. Here's Davis. Davis trying to go through the lane. He's going to be fouled heading to the lane, and that's going to be Jaharis with the foul. That was on that last bucket by Brandon Valley, Tristan Delaney, the 6-foot senior guard. Still a 3-point ball game. Brandon Valley trailed by 1 after each quarters, then Spearfish came out hot at the beginning of the third. Brandon Valley is able to battle back, and the first free throw by Cam Davis is good. His 3rd point of the contest. It's now 32-28. In a day where a bunch of close contests and a lot of tie ball games at half or at the end of the regulation for Class AA basketballs. The second free throw is no good by Davis. Briggs Knutson. One to go inside to Dang. Dang about lost it, able to keep possession after a swarming defense from Davis and Corton. Here is Dang, step back off the drive, can't get the bucket to go. Rebound to Bennett. And here's Corton. Corton on the elbow, over to Vavruska. Top the key Southern, swung over to Davis. Davis wants to drive on Dang. Doesn't quite have anything open. Corton now on the other elbow. Corton going to go baseline, taking himself off the glass, and it's good. As it looked like the Brandon Valley defense just couldn't quite keep track of Corton, and he had an open lane to the baseline. He's got 7 this quarter and a timeout by head coach Greg Nelson and the Lynx. 34-28. We'll take a full timeout, and we'll be back with more high school basketball from Brandon Valley. Spearfish leads 34-28. Back in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W and Spearfish inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans!
Collisions happen from
After that Brandon Valley timeout, it's 34-28 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard as Brandon Valley with the ball. McInerney inside. This is Jaharis trying to back down Vavruska, top of the lane, and his pass outside is intercepted by Southern. Southern up the floor, dish off to Corton. He gets the bucket. Corton took a hit after that layup, but he's able to pop right up and play defense. Corton up to 13 in the game. And now Brandon Valley, here's McInerney over to Christian, across court to the other elbow, and that is Braden Knutson. Braden guarded by Hughes. Hand off to McInerney, step back, elbow three. Brandon Valley needed it, and they got it. Lincoln McInerney for 3. And a much-needed 3 for the Lynx. As McInerney has had multiple opportunities from downtown to hit, he just haven't been able to get any to fall, and that's his first three-pointer of the game. Corton trying to find someone over. Here's Hughes. Hughes, quick floater at the top of the key, no good. Rebound McInerney. McInerney step back, does not shoot it, keeps his dribble, pass over to Christian. And now with under a minute left to go in the third quarter, Spearfish leading 36-31 and an offensive foul on the Lynx. I did not see on who. What exactly transpired for that offensive foul is away from the ball. And it's going to be on Jaharis. He's got 2. As now with 37 on the game clock, about a 4-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Southern wants to go baseline, hand off top of the elbow 3 by Sire. Front iron no good. Christian with the rebound. He was magical at the ending of the second quarter. Gives the ball top key to Briggs, and now Coach Nelson will play for the final shot. Lynx trail 36-31 with 10 to go in quarter number 3. Over to Christian on the elbow. Top the key, set up for McInerney. McInerney through the lane. He gets the, shoots the layup, no good. And Spearfish with their largest lead at the end of a quarter, 36-31. The lead is 5 going into the final 8 minutes. Talent on the floor, we'll take one with them. Fourth quarter coming up next. You're watching and listening to Spearfish Spartan basketball on KDSJ Sports. Fourth quarter in 1 minute.
benders to deer crossings, it's just part of life. When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley here in 4th quarter action on KDSJ Sports. Brandon Valley trailing Spearfish at 36 to 31. With the Lynx with the ball first. Handoff Christian over to Dang in the middle of the lane. Dang with the long levers, can't get the layup to go off the glass. He gets his own rebound. Dang now from the elbow. He lets it fly and he gets the 3. Dang's first 3-pointer of the contest pulls the Lynx within 2. Dang only had 2 points prior to that 3-pointer here to kick off the 4th quarter. Here's Southern from the free throw line into a double team. Corner 3, Benacorton off rim, no good, and the rebound to Dowd. Now Briggs Knutson crossing the timeline for the Lynx in the black jerseys. Dang had the last 3-pointer. Dang with an open lane to the rim with only Cooper Gibbs standing in his way, but Corton went for the steal and instead will get the foul. Bennett with, I believe, his 3rd foul, and it is his 3rd for Bennett. 2-point lead for the Spartans in a hard-fought boys basketball contest at East River. Dowd hands off Knutson, and he will pass it up to Christian, who will reset the play with 25 on the shot clock. Handoff to Knutson, over to Dang, now McInerney. McInerney to Christian. Over to Briggs Knutson, had a screen from Dang, didn't have it. Dang now from the corner, he'll drive in the lane. Dang goes around Davison, gets the layup, and we have a tie ball game. Wool Dang, 5 points here to begin the 4th quarter, and a timeout by head coach Ben Schultz. So a full timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and take a full one with them. We'll be back in 1 minute for more coverage of high school Class AA boys basketball. We're tied at 36 apiece. Back in a minute on KDSJ.
Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Back to live action after that head coach Ben Schultz timeout. Coach Schultz being inducted into the Brandon Valley Athletic Hall of Fame here in Brandon Valley for his performance in the track and field program, and one at the start of the play after the timeout, and it's going to go to Mason Southern with the 3-point play. Well, a chance at a three-point play. So Southern breaks that 5-0 run for the Lynx to start the fourth quarter. Southern, his first bucket of the second half, and he cannot convert on the three-point play. Battle for the rebound on the floor, and eventually grabbed by Brandon Valley. 2-point contest here in Brandon. The Lynx looking to move up the Class AA power points. They come into today at 10th. Ball stolen away by Corton. Corton at the layup, good. Bennett Corton has been nothing short of spectacular today. He's got 15. And it's back to a 4-point lead, 40-36. Brandon Valley, ball swung over to the opposite corner, and McInerney blocked by Gibbs. Up floor, Davis, Corton. Corton is going to be fouled, and he'll head to the line for two after Christian on the pressure. So take a look at that Cooper Gibbs stuff on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay on KDSJ-TV. Coming in from the side on Lincoln McInerney. Now, Corton first free throw is no good. Corton, a 66% free throw shooter. He's got 15 points to lead all scores. In Brandon Valley, a little kids section applying the pressure, and Corton goes 0 for 2. Middle school kids doing their job here in Brandon. Lead is 4 with 5:12 left to go in the game. Briggs Knutson swung over to McInerney. Lincoln gets a screen from Dowd. Instead, we'll go outside to Briggs Knutson. Briggs outside to Brandon Valley's Dang. Dang outside. Now here's McInerney. McInerney through the lane, stops the drive. A fadeaway floater, no good. Rebound by Gibbs. I mean, just the shots have not fallen for Brandon Valley tonight. They've had multiple open looks, especially from the three-point line and extended lane, and just haven't been able to hit any. Meanwhile, Spearfish, they're not complaining, as Corton wanted to go underneath to Gibbs, and Gibbs stayed planted, and Corton threw it straight to the middle schoolers. It's 40-36 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Our Stadium Sports Grill postgame show to follow here tonight in Brandon. We'll recap scoring. Here's Dang driving it on Davis and gets the floater. Davis wanted a push off, and our law on the court, being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection, did not agree. Southern on the elbow. Dang's got 7 this quarter. Southern corner 3. Front iron no good. Dang gets the rebound, and he's off to the races. Awul Dang stops the drive over to Christian. Christian sends Southern flying. A handoff inside, and there's the bucket in a tie ball game by Dodd. And it all started by the urgency up the floor by Dang. Christian had Southern in the air, and then that left the simple dump off at the block to Austin Dodd with his 4th point of the contest, and we're back to a tie ball game. Timeout Spearfish. It's just a 30, so we'll keep it right here and take a look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard as the hometown crowd starting to get a little bit rowdy. Meanwhile, as we look at our scoreboard here on KDSJ Sports, if it ever loads, 40-40 here in Brandon, and a day that's had a bunch of close contests in AA. Sioux Falls, Washington pulling the upset over Roosevelt, 61-56 tonight. Sioux Falls Lincoln, a 3-point win over Jefferson, 51-48. Aberdeen Central, a 3-point win over Brookings, 47-44. Pierre, a 3-point win over Mitchell in double overtime, 51-48. It was Huron, a 3-point lead right now over Watertown with 7 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Yankton over T area, number 3 T area, 46-38. The Bucks will be in Spearfish next Friday. We return after that Ben Schultz timeout. 40 apiece with 3:37 left to go. Corner 3, Cade Vavruska, no good, in the rebound by Briggs. Briggs Knutson on the rebound, and now Brandon Valley with a chance to take their first lead since the first quarter. And this comeback has been mainly because of that kid, Alul Dang. Free throw line, back outside Briggs Knutson, and here's McInerney. Lincoln McInerney slowing down the pace for Brandon Valley. McInerney drives to the far elbow. Now over to Briggs Knutson into the corner. Christian throws it off of Briggs, and Briggs throws it back to Christian, who was out of bounds. And with a tie ball game and Brandon Valley a chance to retake their first lead since the first quarter, commits the turnover. 3 minutes left to go in this 40-40 contest here on KDSJ. Corton triggering the play, goes baseline, steps into the contact, does not get the bucket, but will head to the line for two. Foul committed by Lincoln McInerney. As Corton wanted to clear out the Spartan offense, go one-on-one with Lincoln, and Corton was taking it to the rim no matter where he was on the floor. And now McInerney with 4 fouls. Corton, first free throw, got it. Bennett with 16. He had 17 to lead all scorers back on Tuesday versus Rapid City Christian. Middle school kids on their feet, and Corton goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Corton tying his game-high 17 versus Rapid City Christian on Tuesday with 17 in this performance. McInerney in the corner, step back, three-pointer, got it! Brandon Valley with the lead. Lincoln McInerney gives Brandon Valley a 1-point lead with 2:27. How does Spearfish respond? Southern, Corton, Gibbs, double team, triple team, Gibbs will travel. As Gibbs had the ball inside and had a double team, and then Brandon Valley had another defender and Christian come over to help, and Spearfish with the turnover. Now Brandon Valley a chance to extend their lead. 2:11 left to go in the game. And a timeout by head coach Greg Nelson. Are you not entertained? It is a 30-second timeout, so we will just keep it right here. I want to remind you that coming up on Saturday, so tomorrow, will be more Spearfish Spartan basketball live from Harrisburg as the Spartan girls and boys basketball teams taking on the Tigers. And with the boys tip-off at 1 o'clock, the girls tip-off at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook, your hometown stream for your hometown team. Remember to like the stream, subscribe so you never miss another live sports broadcast, and you'll also receive notifications on YouTube whenever we go live. Pre-game start at 11 o'clock on KDSJ-TV, and of course on KDSJ Radio, it's Black Hill State University basketball as the Yellow Jackets look to sweep the Cowboys and Cowgirls of New Mexico Highlands with women's tip-off at 1 o'clock on KDSJ Radio. Men's tip-off at 3 live from Las Vegas, New Mexico on KDSJ Radio. After that, Coach Nelson timeout. Lead is 1. Dang over to Lincoln McInerney. McInerney lost it, and he's fouled. So Lincoln bailed out by a foul by Spearfish. That is the third team foul for second team foul, that is, for the Spartans. So no free throws yet. Foul called on the floor. So now Briggs Knutson inbounds. Briggs, see if they try to set up something inside. They'll just throw it out to Christian. Now Dang. Wool Dang guarded the man defense by Cooper Gibbs. Dang wants to take it himself, and Gibbs commits the foul right away. Gibbs was not allowing Dang to go around him and head straight to the bucket. That's the 4th foul on Cooper Gibbs, who's got 8 points. And Gibbs will stay in the contest. And they'll throw it to Dang on the inside the paint. He lost his balance, but able to take it back outside in the corner. 30 on the shot clock, 1:44 left to go in the game. Brandon Valley leads by 1. Spearfish needs a stop. Over to Christian. Guarded by Vavruska on the elbow. Over to McInerney. McInerney through the lane, backs off a Southern and gets the bucket. Lead is 3 for Brandon Valley. Lincoln McInerney with the layup. Corton, he gets the floater to go, and timeout called by head coach Ben Schultz. So Spearfish gets back to within 1 after a layup by Bennett Corton, and how amazing has he been today? He's got 19. 6 in the fourth quarter. He's got 14 in the second half. And it is a full timeout. We will take a 30-second timeout as exciting finish coming up next here on KDSJ Sports. Brandon Valley leads by 1. We're back in 30 on KDSJ.
What life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Brandon Valley student sections on their feet here in Brandon. 1:20 left to go in the game. The Lynx leading Spearfish at home 45-44. Brandon Valley with the ball to trigger the inbounds. Briggs Knutson to throw it into someone. He eventually gets it to Christian. Christian guarded by Southern, able to get around Christian. Now Briggs. Briggs top of the lane, and he's fouled. That is the 4th team foul on Spearfish. Corton will pick up the foul, and he's now got 4. So Gibbs with 4 fouls, Corton with 4 fouls, both of them still in the contest. Now Briggs Knutson to trigger the inbounds. Briggs over to Dang. Thought about the 3, instead will back things up and take the air out of the basketball. Hand off to McInerney, who's been spectacular here in the second half. Now Briggs top the key. 25 on the shot clock and a 1-point lead for Brandon Valley. Christian over to Dang. Dang keeps it. Goes to work on Davis. Dang backs up. Davis can't get the shot, but the putback is good. And it is by Dowd, and now the lead is 3. Austin Dowd with the tip back after the missed shot. Corner 3, Mason Southern, front rim no good, rebound Dowd. And now with 30 left to go, Brandon Valley, the Spearfish does not foul. McInerney sealed, Cooper Gibbs was sealed on the inside, and McInerney misses the layup, but will head to the line for 2. And looks to put the final touches on this Class AA home upset. 26.6 seconds left to go in a game where Spearfish really controlled from the start, but Brandon Valley would just not go away. I couldn't get farther, and I think the lead was about 6 or 7. McInerney, first free throw is good. Lincoln with 11 here in the second half. First free throw is good, and now the lead is 4 with 26 left to go. McInerney, second free throw. No good. Rebound to Dowd, and it's stolen away by Vavruska. Now Southern quickly up the floor to Hughes. Now baseline is Corton, and Corton is going to be fouled. Will they say shooting? It is going to be called on the floor. Foul on McInerney, and now Lincoln's day is done for the Lynx. So Lincoln McInerney with his 5th foul. So Lincoln's got to exit the contest. The Brandon Valley coaches don't quite know that Lincoln's day is done. Now he's coming out. So Lincoln McInerney ends with 17 points and pushes the Brandon Valley lead to 4. In for him is Tristan Delaney for the Lynx. Southern inbound, trying to find someone. lobs it out to Davis, and Spearfish needs something, and they will think about it after a timeout by Davis after the inbounds. 4-point lead for Brandon Valley in a game where after the end of the first 3 quarters they couldn't get the lead, but they stayed within about, again, 6 or 7 points, and Spearfish left with 1 timeout. It's a full timeout, and we'll go ahead and keep it right here and do a quick game recap. As 14 points this half by Bennett Corton. He's got 19 on the day. Meanwhile, Lincoln McInerney, he's got 17 on the day after an 11-point second half. Those two have been the main spark plugs for both teams offensively, and mainly been getting it done from driving to the lane. Leading scorer for Brandon Valley on the season, Wool Dang. He only had 2 points at half, had 2 points in the first quarter, and then didn't score again to the fourth, and he came alive with 7. That really sparked Brandon Valley to come back. They trailed by 5 going into the fourth quarter, and then 5 quickly by Dang tied the game up, and it's been back and forth ever since. Spearfish missed on a few opportunities to respond, and it was really Dang and then rebounding underneath by Dowd and McInerney that pushed the lead up to 4. Now Hughes to inbound, the quarterback for Spearfish trying to find someone, needs to find someone, over to Corton. Corton through the lane, lost it, gets it back, goes out of bounds off of Brandon Valley, and Spearfish with another opportunity on the baseline. 13.7 seconds left to go. Spearfish needs 2 buckets. Lob into bounds to Vervuska, handoffs, Southern, a downtown 3 off rim, no good, rebound Christian, and a foul by Davis. And that might just do it. Southern had a shot drawn up for him on the elbow. He had an open look at it, but couldn't quite find the range. In a game where really neither team shot the 3-ball outstanding, Brandon Valley might just put this one away after this trip to 2 for Kalen Christian. First free throw. Back rim does not get the shooter's bounce. Brandon Valley will host Douglas tomorrow here in Brandon, while Spearfish will head to Harrisburg to take on the Tigers tomorrow afternoon. You can catch the Tigers and Spartans here on KDSJ-TV. Second free throw is good by Christian. That's just his second. Actually, that's his first bucket here of the first half. Here's Southern going coast to coast, gets the bucket to go. So Southern makes it now a 3-point lead. Now for Spearfish, it's not over yet. You need a steal and then a 3-pointer in 3 seconds. Crazier things have happened. What a fun game this has been in Brandon tonight on KDSJ Sports. 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and KDSJ980.com, and also on KDSJ-TV, your hometown stream for your hometown team. KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. So 3 seconds left to go. Spearfish needs a steal and a 3-pointer right in front of the Brandon Valley student section. Braden Knutson will trigger the inbounds. Stack of 3 in front of him, and then Dang and Davis on the side. Handoff to Dang, quick foul as Davis could not catch up to Dang in time. So now 2 seconds left to go. And Dang will head to the charity stripe to ice the contest. Wool Dang, 13.3 points a contest. He's got 9. Free throw. Off rim, no good. So even off of the missed free throw, Spearfish has to get the rebound and get it up in the air with a half-court shot with 2 seconds left to go. Dang, second free throw. Good. Corton with the ball, lets it go from the other volleyball court, does not quite get there, and the Brandon Valley Lynx, after trailing most of the contest. And Wool Dang in the fourth quarter, along with Lincoln McInerney, beats the Spearfish Spartans to improve their SODAC 16 seeding. Final score 50-46 here in Brandon. Makes it now a 9-game winning streak for Brandon Valley against the Spartans. And head coach Ben Schultz playing here in his hometown gym. The reunion spoiled by his hometown team, the Brandon Valley Lynx. Well, we got a post-game show coming up next, and it's being brought to you by the Stadium Sports Grill in Spearfish. As we'll recap scoring, look at some highlights, name a superior performer, and more. Post-game show up in 2 minutes here on KDSJ.
Value starts at Unix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, your hometown dealer on West Jackson and Spearfish. Shop our wide selection, schedule expert service, and see the just-arrived Jeep Cherokee and Jeep Grand Cherokee. We're dedicated to helping you drive home happy, whether you're searching for a new ride or keeping yours running strong. Stop in or visit our website to experience the Junix difference. Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, where service, selection, and savings come together for you.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartans sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
Welcome back to Brandon, South Dakota, on the campus of Brandon Valley High School, where the hometown Lynx will win over the Spearfish Spartans 50-46 to give Spearfish their third loss on the season. It's our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show, being brought to you by the Stadium Sports Grill in Spearfish at 744 Main Street. Give them a call at 605-642-9521. The Stadium Sports Grill, where sports fans meet. Spearfish led after 3 quarters, 36-31. Their largest lead of the game was, I believe, around 6 or 7 points before Brandon Valley in the fourth quarter and Wool Dang with 8 points, and then Briggs Knutson with Landon McInerney with 6 in the fourth helped spark the Brandon Valley comeback, and Spearfish started to go cold from the floor at the worst time when the Lynx started to figure out this whole offense thing, and that was just enough for Brandon Valley to upset the Spartans and get their 10th win of the season, 50-46. As we go through our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay reel and our post-game recap, Spearfish led after the first quarter 12-11 before taking again a 1-point lead, 23-22. Both teams with 11 points in the second quarter. Spearfish then came out firing at the beginning of the third with a 5-0 run. Now mainly from Corton and Cooper Gibbs to help extend the lead to 36-31 at the end of the third quarter before Brandon Valley and Wool Dang came alive with 5 straight points to quickly cut that 5-point deficit away. And then Spearfish back and forth. Both teams able to hammer the paint really from the beginning of the game. But Brandon Valley with a few more open shots. Lincoln McInerney with a big three that helped tie the contest up. Spearfish responded with tried a three of themselves to respond. Couldn't quite get the bucket to fall from Southern, as he was the primary shooter from the outside, but just couldn't quite find that timely three-point bucket when he needed it the most, and the Spartans needed it the most. And also Brandon Valley with missed shots, but second chance opportunities from the lane on rebounds. Austin Dowd, that is, with 4 in the fourth quarter. All of them on putbacks, and that really helped turn the tide to the Lynx, who improved to 10-7 on the season. And again, we'll move up the Class AA Power Points standings with a win versus Spearfish. That's 50 points awarded to Brandon Valley for the win. Let's look at scoring for both of these teams. For the Spartans, 5 got into the scoring column this contest, led by Bennett Corton, who was, again, outstanding tonight offensively. He led the Spartans with 19. 11 points from Mason Southern, 8 from Cooper Gibbs, who fouled out of the contest, and then just 3 from Cameron Davis. He was kept in check. A good job by Brandon Valley to keep him out of the score column, really outside of his average in the contest, he only finished with 3. Meanwhile, for the Lynx, led in scoring by Lincoln McInerney, the main shooter. He averages 11 a contest. He led the Lynx with 17, including an 11-point second half and a 6-point fourth quarter that really helped spark Brandon Valley in the comeback effort. 10 points by Awul Dang. He only had 2 after 3 quarters of play before he went off for 8, including 5 straight to start the fourth quarter. That really helped turn the tide. He finished with 10. 8 points from Kalen Christian, who was spectacular in the first half with multiple steals and a few and-one opportunities, able to convert on 1 3-point play, couldn't get the other. But, again, a tough guard for Spearfish tonight was Kalen Christian, the sophomore guard off the bench. 6 points from Austin Dowd, including 4 in the fourth quarter, all of them off of putback opportunities from missed shots. 4 from Tristan Delaney, and 3 from Briggs Knutson, the one, I think 2 3-pointers for Brandon Valley on the contest, 2 from Landon Voigt. So that's a look at scoring. Let's name a superior performer for this contest, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. You can check them out and give them a call at 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. And it's going to go to a Spearfish Spartan, and the one in question is Bennett Corton, his second straight Superior Performer honoree, with 19 points to lead all scorers. And again, tough kid on the inside in another physical contest versus the Lynx, leading the Spartans with 19, as to go along with his 17 on Tuesday versus Rapid City Christian. Even had a highlight slam dunk as well in the contest. And again, Bennett Corton, strong start to the end of the season for his senior campaign. Unfortunately, not able to get the win tonight, but in a valiant effort. Bennett Corton, our superior performer, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Voting is still open for our Superior Performer of the month of January. It's on our website at KDSJ-980.com, where you can vote for your favorite Superior Performer of the month. The winner gets $100 donated to his or her athletic fund. We'll take one more timeout of 2 minutes and come back to look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Talk about what's coming up next for both of these teams and more as the Brandon Valley Lynx beat the Spearfish Spartans at home tonight 50-46. Back in 2 minutes with more of our Stadium Sports postgame show.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
It's back. The $9.95 Thursday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Clayson Davis on the call from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, the official sports medicine provider to several high schools in the Black Hills and in Northeast Wyoming. Let's take a look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard on KDSJ-TV and KDSJ Radio. Let's check out what happened around the state in girls and boys basketball action tonight. We start off with girls basketball, where the Brandon Valley Lady Lynx, undefeated 17-0 now on the season, beating the Spartans 56-21 tonight in Brandon. In AA girls basketball action, number 3 Sioux Falls, Washington over Roosevelt 69-43. Huron over Watertown 50-38. Harrisburg dominating Douglas tonight 56-19. The Lady Spartans will be at the Tigers tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Yankton a winner over T Area 59-46. Aberdeen Central an 11-point win over Brookings 51-40. Mitchell over Pierce 60-35, and then a close one at the Hart Ranch tonight, where Rapid City Stevens just a 2-point lead over Rapid City Christian 64-62. With 1 minute left to go in the fourth quarter, that is on our sister station News Radio Rapid City at KOTA. In a Class A girls basketball action tonight, Wall over Belfouche 60-31. St. Thomas More dominating win over Hot Springs 51-10. In Class B girls basketball, Newell a winner over Faith tonight 53-46. Lemon, the Lady Cowgirls, beating McIntosh 65-37. Phillip over White River currently at 48-39. With the last score update there. Let's go to Class AA boys basketball action right here on KDSJ Sports. The Brandon Valley Lynx over Spearfish tonight at 50-46. Sioux Falls Roosevelt, number 2 in the state in AA. They will possibly drop in the PowerPoints and even in the media polls, as they lost to Sioux Falls Washington tonight 61-56. Sioux Falls Lincoln a win over Jefferson 51-48. It was Pierre over Mitchell in double overtime 51-48. Aberdeen Central a winner over Brookings 47-44. Harrisburg a winner over Douglas 71-39. Huron in a close win over Watertown tonight in the battle of number 4 and number 5 61-56. Yankton pulling the upset in a dominant fashion over T Area. Back-to-back losses for the Titans. It's 51-38 the final in Yankton. The Bucks will head to Spearfish next Friday. Meanwhile, in Class A boys basketball action, Wall over Belfouche 72-39. In Class B, it was Dupree over Harding County 77-60. Faith over Wakpala 66-48. White River a winner over New Underwood in a close contest 66-61. Bunch of close contests here today. including this one. Kadoka area falling to Lyman 56-51. Bennett County over Jones County is 66-55. That looks to be it for our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Again at 644 West Jackson and Spearfish. Give them a call at 605-642-2651 or see them at junix.com. Coming up next for the Spearfish Spartans, again, they're on the road here this weekend. They will be at Harrisburg on Saturday with the women's tip-off at 11:30 Mountain Time. The boys tip-off at 1 on KDSJ-TV, on YouTube, and on Facebook. And also KDSJ Radio tomorrow. It's Black Hills State University basketball as the Yellow Jackets are on the road in Las Vegas, New Mexico to take on New Mexico Highlands. 1 o'clock tip-off for the Lady Jackets taking on the Cowgirls. The Jacket men's team hits the floor at 3. And with all the action, and Steve Amerman in the booth from the Bodyman Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine and Broadcast booth coming up on KDSJ Radio with coverage to start at 12:45. Also, for Spearfish Spartan Athletics, a new soccer coach named today from head coach Dalton Wademan as the new boys soccer head coach. Anthony Bradley named the new high school head soccer coach as he succeeds coach Jim Hill, who retired after the 2025 campaign and who also was the head soccer coach for over 21 years. For the past year, Coach Bradley served as the head girls soccer coach for Spearfish High School. Before that, he served as an assistant coach for the boys team. And leading to his time in Spearfish, Coach Bradley had 2 different stints as the head soccer coach in Belfouche, where his teams had multiple state tournament appearances and won the 2006 state championship. And I believe that will do it tonight in Brandon. Also want to have a big shout out to the MVP of KDSJ Sports Crew. That's Haley Treasure helping out back at KDSJ Studios in Spearfish, keeping us on the radio waves at 980 AM and 103.5 FM. Big shout out to Haley for running the board on KDSJ Radio. Couldn't do it without you. Also want to have a big shout out to our sponsors, including Bank West and on KDSJ-TV, Butte County Equipment, Butte Electric, Dana Dental Arts for our starting lineups. Also want to thank the Millstone Family Restaurant, Monument Health for our broadcast booth. Also want to thank Pillin Optical in Rapid City, the Stadium Sports Grill for our post-game show, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Want to thank Tropical Smoothie Cafe for our replay on KDSJ-TV, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating, Fisher Sand and Gravel, Goldust Maverick Steakhouse. I also want to thank Junix with our scoreboard, our pregame show brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, Heiserling Concrete for laying the foundation, and also want to thank A&J Screening, A&W Root Beer, The Auto Doctor, and South Dakota Beef Logic for our matchup menu. That'll do it for tonight's broadcast. Join us tomorrow on KDSJ-TV at around 11 o'clock for our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off between the Spartans and the Harrisburg Tigers on KDSJ-TV. And on KDSJ Radio, join us at around 12:45 p.m. Mountain Time for our pregame show for the Yellow Jackets taking on New Mexico Highlands. For Haley Treasure back in Spearfish running the board, I'm Clayson Davis signing off on KDSJ Radio. Remember to like and subscribe KDSJ TV on YouTube and on Facebook so you never miss another live sports broadcast. And also to rewatch this broadcast and others, you can find that on our Facebook page as well at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. I'm Clayson Davis signing off. We'll see you guys tomorrow from